let me show something different. Since we're talking about development, let me show you what we've done on the Yamaha work. We just have a new oil pan. I don't know if you saw that.
No.
A billet oil pan.
Oh, sorry. I saw your screen just popped up. Let me bring this up. Okay. Wow. Okay.
So this was when I started running my ski and checking data log. I was like, what the hell is happening with the oil cavitation? Is that normal like that? And I started asking everyone, and I was saying, oh yeah, when you deceleration and under deceleration, it will cavitate some. But then I figured like doing some small turns it was so unpredictable or even bad. So it was cavitating oil pressure. So we went and designed this racing oil pan. I mean, and the difference is if it's 10 quarts of oil, it does have, I mean, pretty much stock pickup, use the stock oil pump, everything, and does have a plug here that we can actually run a hose if you want to really drain perfectly your oil pan. And then has all the flaps here. So
yeah, okay. So you have trap doors in it. Okay.
Yeah, trap doors here. If the oil gets in, and you see there's walls here, we pretty much use the design that is used in endurance racing, like GT style vehicles.
Yeah.
And put this, and by having 4 extra quarts of oil also helps keeping the oil healthy and all that. And actually, Jose was using that on the 142 miles per hour run.
So you were seeing like heavy windage or aeration of the oil, or
badly. I was even curious how people don't see that too much, because let me find a data log where I can show you. 1 second. Because it's impressive how every time you deceleration, you actually see. Let me see.
Now, and that's a billet. That's a CNC billet pan, or is that cast?
Yeah, billet. Yeah. It also has a structural features of helping the block. So
here, let me open up your page here. Here we go.
So for example, this is a data log from my ski, like doing 10,300 RPM, 52 pounds of boost here, actually 53. But you see oil pressure here. You see here when this sells, you see my in green. So under boost was only making like 40, 50 pounds, and even acceleration here, it was. You see the line is kind of choppy. I don't know if you can see. That choppy is actually cavitating or aerating the fuel. Then you see when decelerating here, the oil pressure.
Or the oil?
The green is the oil. Yeah.
Okay, green is oil. Okay, sorry.
Let me change now to red. So this is oil pressure here. You see how bad it comes and goes down and up and down. And I can open as many logs you want here. They will always do the same.
So it's just foaming the hell out of the oil.
It's actually, it's picking up air a lot of the times. And once air goes into the here, another one here. This one I had, like, you see my tunnel pressure here on the channel here. The tunnel pressure was 28 pounds and then started going down. But this was because I had stock hole on the ski yet, and trying to make 40, 50 pounds of boost in stock hose, so it's kind of stupid, but I was learning.
That's testing. You're good.
But you see here then the oil cavitation going like 10 pounds, 17 pounds, and coming back and badly. Every time it decelerates, it goes like that. And now this is for example, let me see, oil pressure. Let me see.
And it wasn't the oil being superheated; it was being aerated. Now, was it being aerated by? Hey, look who it is!
Hey. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Hey, Anderson. How are you?
How are you? Good to see you, man.
Yep.
So it was. Now, what was was the windage being caused by not being a deep enough pan?
Yeah, and because if you look the stock oil pan design, all that box in the center, the box in the center doesn't have the stock box here is
Yeah.
all closed. Okay.
Okay.
And if you decel, all the oil goes to the front, and the only way to get inside here is through the back. If you have try to find a oil pan, a stock oil pan design, you can see that.
Yeah.
So another thing, we also, by removing the stock resonators on the hull, you actually get a couple extra quarts of oil volume as
Wow.
well. But here, for example, this is, let me see. See, this is my oil pressure now. The green line here, you can
Totally
see.
consistent. Yeah.
Yeah, you see even deceleration here, it always like flat. You see no oil drop, no oil pressure drop at all.
That pan is absolutely a must-have for, I would say, almost anyone. Your extra
Yeah, honestly,
capacity.
I was thinking the same, because I was even talking to very experienced racers. They'll say, "How do you guys fix the problem?" Oh yeah, we just put more clearance. I say, "No, man, that's wrong.
No.
I mean, you need to
No.
fix the oil starvation, clearly."
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you're absolutely foaming the oil.
yeah. And
Okay.
the stock oil
Wow.
pump, yeah, the stock oil, and I will actually give um, another spoiler, but we're designing a replacement oil pump for the Yamahas that will be race oil with the incorporated fuel pressure. I mean, mechanical fuel pump in the front. So then you pull the stock oil pump, which is with the 5-star design, old style, 1970 Ford, and put a race gear oil
Okay.
pump with external regulator. So
My dad Jerry, he just brought up a good point. We've been having a lot of issues with supercharger shafts failing, and it shows a lack of oil pressure, and it's probably happening during these momentary situations
Yeah.
where the oil starving, the oil pump's cavitating, and the pressure drops. It's probably what's wiping out these superchargers. Because I mean, it's total. The shaft's not physically breaking, but it's bearings wiped out, thrust washers wiped out, pushing into the impeller pushes into the housing, and that's probably what's causing it. So, being able to utilize that oil pump and eliminate the oil starvation issue, even for a ski that's not modified very much, it can help that because it's maintaining the oil pressure.
And Greg just said that the 1.9 liter runs 1 quart less.
Yeah,
it does.
And they have the same oil, and they have the same oil pan. So it's unbelievable.
It's the same oil pan, same oil pickup, same oil pump, with just a longer dipstick to reach down into the pan, which I never liked that change, and I think it's just an environmental thing.
But it's the exact opposite of what the engine needs.
Right. I don't think you can ever. I don't think there's a con to having too much a pan with too much oil capacity.
Let me show you
baffling and better windage control.
Yeah.
If you share, let me share for example, this is the stock oil pan. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a solid plate. Okay.
Yeah. First, you lose all these areas here with oil volume because of the resonators. But then the second, let me try to find one that is open actually with this cover removed here.
I'm glad you found that.
Yeah. So you see this? This is the only way of oil gets in is through these sides. Oh, this is the.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean? So if you
There's
actually
no circulation.
Yeah. So you're decelerating, the oil will never get in again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially if it's being whipped around and it's totally aerated, it's not going to get into that chamber.
Yeah. So you actually if you're actually, this is the front of the ski, okay? So you're actually, if you're decelerating, the oil goes through the outside all to the front, and this gets dry. So you need to really wait until you stop almost to the oil gets back here to the suction tube, which is also, the suction tube is not really proper because it's just like it doesn't have the 90-degree thing to suck from the bottom with the filter. So that's how we actually, if you look here, we did it's a 90-degree suction tube here inside with the flaps. So all the oil that gets here, there's only way in, which is inside here. All the oil is to the side. There's a lower entry, and also this. But if they're decelerating, these flaps will not open to the other side. They actually protects it to jump on that side.
Oh my gosh, that is fantastic. This is. Send me a press release. I want to share this on the magazine, please.
Yeah, we even have here some of the text.
Where is it on the website? I want to find it.
Performance Parts. We're actually inaugurating the department of selling these parts, because this was originally, I designed this to my ski. I thought, okay, I could not find anybody who done that, so okay, I'll do myself. Then let's
Billet
do
oil pan PWC. Okay, I'm doing a press release next week on this. Yeah, this is the damn coolest thing. I had no idea this thing existed.
Yeah, no, and we did this in a few weeks actually. That's usually how the development is happening. Is like we have a problem, we try to find a solution, understand the problem, and obviously design something.
But see, here's the thing: without your data gathering, without the information that the Fuel Tech ECU was gathering, you wouldn't have known this.
Yeah.
So quite literally, your ECU is saving Yamaha engines.
And I truly believe in the
I feel like I'm kissing your ass on this one, but that's amazing.
The other problem on the oil pump, on the Yamaha oil pump is that design. The current design is the worst design to actually have air, because once the air gets in, that it lose pressure. So even if you run an accumulator, like some people use it on the 90s on the race cars, the accumulator is still keeping the air pressurized. You don't want to air pressurize to lube your engine. You want oil pressurized oil, not air, not pressurized air. You know what I mean? So if you're running the regular, all just the, how do you call the accumulator? The accumulator will keep pressure, but air pressure, not oil pressure, because you really, once you actually suck the air, there's only way out for the air, which is pretty much almost going through the bearings or somewhere. So the other problem with the stock oil pump is the pressure. It's unacceptable on an engine revving 12,000 RPM and only having like 50, 60,000 pressure. It's unbelievable how it still survives most of the time, but not really for a long time. So, but if you actually put more oil pressure on the regulator, Yamaha oil pump has a bad problem where the shaft doesn't have any bearing to the housing. The housing is an aluminum housing, and if you actually push too much pressure and the oil pump shaft gets stuck on the aluminum housing because there's no lubrication or there's no proper metal, like there's no like a bearing on the aluminum shaft, or on the shaft. So you actually break the oil pump gear because it just got stuck on the hole of the housing.
Oh, it welds itself to it.
Yeah, exactly. So you need to really redesign the oil pump into something that you have like a racing oil pump, like a gear driver and an external regulator. But then another problem on the Yamaha is the speed. The oil pump speed is 80%, if I'm not mistaken, of the engine crankshaft. So usually when you do a racing oil pump, you need to do like half speed. So we needed to adjust some gearing to adjust the oil pump speed, and then we can actually, as a bonus, have a fuel pump on the front of that, so you can have a mechanical fuel pump on there if you want.
Wow.
So that oil pump that y'all are working on, what pressures are y'all targeting or getting with it?
Whatever you want, because that's like a really, really high volume oil pump for race cars. We use that on a V8, whatever. So if you want to put 150 pounds of oil pressure, it's up to you. Just a regulator. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's much better than it, because this one behind me at, I think 9,300 RPM, it's making 52 PSI of oil pressure, which, like you said, it's not acceptable for that high of RPM.
Yeah, exactly. Same as mine is making 52 as well. Mm-hmm. That's what the Yamaha will usually do. You can shim a little more, but then you get the risk of cracking and breaking the shaft.
Yeah. You're putting too much heat through it. Hey guys, thanks for hanging out. This clip was taken from our weekly podcast that we record here every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to watch the whole video, you can go to the Watercraft Journal's YouTube channel, go to playlists, and then click on live sessions. You're going to see it there. Otherwise, go ahead and leave a like, a comment, and definitely subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow. And again, thanks again for watching our videos, and we hope to see you soon.